Welcome to the Cabramatta Walk Against Domestic Violence. I'm Jason Weinstein, the Commander of Fairfield City Police Area Command. Domestic and family violence is a crime which is underreported in our community. Domestic and family violence involves an abuse of power, mainly perpetrated by men in an intimate partner relationship or after separating from the relationship. It extends beyond physical violence and may involve the exploitation of power imbalances and patterns of abuse. Do not stay silent. I urge you to report any domestic violence to police and seek help from leaders in your community. Understand that we are here to support everyone involved in areas of domestic violence.
Say no to domestic and family violence. لا للعنف الأسري.
Say no to domestic and family violence.
Say no to domestic and family violence.
Say no to domestic and family violence.
This White Ribbon Day, I'm urging all men to take the oath, never to commit, never to excuse, and never to remain silent when it comes to violence against women. The fact is, at the moment, 1 in 5 women are likely to be subject to violence in their lifetime, no matter their background, their belief, or their circumstances. As a community, we must take responsibility. We must look out for our family and our friends, our workmates, our neighbours, and together, let's break the cycle of violence against women.
Class 56Q are making posters for White Ribbon Day. Let's break the silence and stop the violence.
Stand up, speak out against domestic violence and abuse.
Stand up, speak out against domestic violence and abuse.
Okay, women look nice when they smile. So if you want to see smile on the women's face, please stand out, speak out, go against domestic violence and abuse.
Stand up, speak out against domestic violence and abuse.
Hi, I'm Guy Zangari, the State Member for Fairfield, wishing everybody well for the White Ribbon Day March. Of course, all the community getting together, our wonderful police, all the school children and non-government organisations uniting as one to say no to family and domestic violence. This is a scourge in our community. It is something that we need to work together in order to eradicate. And may I just say one thing about our local area command and the wonderful men and women that wear the blue, who are out there on the front line. We need to support them. But more importantly, young men, you need to get out there and say no to family and domestic violence, because this is ruining the community.
Wait, be careful.
You useless child. Why can't you do anything right?
No, please. Don't do that.
Who you think you are? Get out. Get out!
Hey. Are you alright? I don't want to go home. Why don't we talk about it?
Sometimes it's hard with domestic and family violence because it happens behind closed doors. But I think what we can do is make the community more aware. We can stand up, speak out, and really we can work together. If we combine our voices and combine our efforts, we can really make a big difference.
If you know someone is in a violent relationship or an unhealthy relationship, speaking up about that and calling out your friends about that behaviour.
I think that we need to educate people on the best way to deal with their emotions. So violence comes from unprocessed or unmanaged emotions that people can't understand or don't know how to act effectively. So I think we need to teach young people how to deal with their emotions.
I think it's also important that we need to give people our ears to listen to as well, because if people are silent about this, then we don't know how we can help them in the future.
What I would say is to speak out, that you don't have to live with domestic and family violence. Sometimes it feels like it can't be escaped from. Sometimes it's difficult to stand up, but certainly it can lead to a better life for families and children.
大家好，家庭暴力是犯罪的行为，请不要继续沉默。我促请大家将发生的家庭暴力事件尽快向警察举报，寻求帮助。希望你们能记住，多多提醒。
Domestic and family violence is a crime which is underreported in our community. Do not stay silent.
I urge you to report any domestic violence to police and seek help from workers and leaders within your community.
Pledge to stand up, speak out, and prevent violence against women and girls.
Ni mbola binaka devango ni taltala kadito roko bindali au taltala ni wali ni lotu ena Mamzan Christian Fellowship Center ena buku ni wagai tu ni nanda matani tu mendona singa tausei ena buku ni White Ribbon Day ranogo wagai tu saka weekend ngo na tanganin dina ena ndau marra wagai binaka nelona nabuna melatani sa takmai kena nay bura-bura ni bola bakal wate kim ni naturang.
Luật pháp nước Úc cấm bạo hành trong gia đình. Vì vậy, bạo hành trong gia đình là phạm pháp. Nếu quý vị bị bạo hành trong gia đình hoặc thấy ai đó bị bạo hành trong gia đình, đừng im lặng, hãy báo với cảnh sát để được giúp đỡ. Kính chúc quý vị có một mái ấm gia đình an vui, hạnh phúc. Domestic and family violence is a crime. Do not stay silent. Report it to police.
Hãy đứng dậy và lên tiếng chống lại nạn bạo hành gia đình.
Ustani i slobodno govori protiv domaćeg i porodičnog nasilja.
နိုင်ငံတွင်းကြမ်းဖက်မှုနဲ့အိမ်တွင်းကြမ်းဖက်မှုကိုဆန့်ကျင်ကြစို့
قف وتكلم ضد العنف العائلي والمنزل.
站起来，大声反对家庭暴力。
Stand up and speak out against domestic and family violence.
He was always nice to others. Everyone thought he was number one. But then one night, he was done. He had had enough. Behind closed doors, he was tough. No happy smiles, he abused her for a while. He pulled her hair, he slapped her face, and he told her words that she didn't want to hear. Then she shed many tears. When doors are open, he isn't so tough. But once the doors are closed again, he is rough. He talks to others like nothing had happened. But then shadows around him blackened. He threw her onto the ground. She wasn't ready to hear the yelling. She drowned herself in tears, and he was a telling. If you speak of this, you will regret it. He had mood swings which made him do dangerous things. He always started a fight. When it would finally end, it was a delight. She said to herself why and how she wanted to die. She thought about telling, but she didn't want to hear any more yelling. She kept to herself and told no one else. No more threatening women. It's time to say goodbye to the abusive man and stand up high. Stand up, speak out, stop domestic violence and abuse.
The Lao community say no to domestic and family violence.
Domestic and family violence is a crime. Do not stay silent. I urge you to report domestic violence to police. Bạo hành gia đình là một tội ác. Đừng im lặng, hãy thông báo với cảnh sát.
Domestic and family violence is a crime. It's important that we all stand up and speak out and support those that are suffering domestic violence. It's not acceptable in our community.
Nick Lalish, I'm the State Member for Cabramatta, and I'm here supporting the Cabramatta Local Area Command march against domestic violence. Can I just say to the men out there, please stand up, speak out and stop domestic violence. If you know of any domestic violence going on in your area, please report it to the police. Make sure you support to wipe out the scourge of domestic violence in our area of Fairfield.
He put his mask back on as I sat quietly, confused, bruised. I kept it to myself because I was ashamed. And to top it off, I forgave him, convincing myself this was a one-time thing.
Think that he will change one day because he won't. Sweetheart, dry your tears and leave. No more running from the music, and the spotlight is grey. No more living in this prison.
The tears that have fallen down my face, the scars in my heart have found their place. As trust was given and lies were spoken, now all that once was is now broken.
Violence against women is wrong. As anyone should see, we are all equal in all ways, which is how things need to be.
Domestic and family violence is a crime which is underreported in our community.
Do not stay silent. I urge you to report any domestic violence to police and seek help from workers and leaders within your community.
Stand up and speak out!
56L
are making posters
for White Ribbon Day,
and the theme is Stand up and speak out!
Lên tiếng phản đối bạo hành với phụ nữ và bạo hành trong gia đình.
استاده شوین و صدایتان را بلند کنین به ضد خشونت خانگی و فامیلی.
পারিবারিক সহিংসতার বিরুদ্ধে উঠে দাঁড়ান এবং কথা বলুন। নীরবতা আপনার নিরাপত্তা নিশ্চিত করবে না।
Si estás sufriendo violencia doméstica y violencia de familia, no te quedes callada. Habla, dilo, busca ayuda.
大声反对家庭暴力。
Milawan ikta kata endo iko yenya kivia.